Welcome back. My name is Andreas Spenner. I'm Chief Architect at the Asia Pacific CTO office based in Australia. Today, I brought not just a new topic like aviation sustainability, but also a friend. His name is Evergreen, and he's happy to be here because he loves to fly and talk about sustainability. So sustainability in aviation, I think, has two big categories. One is sustainable aviation fuel, and the other one is cabin waste. And unfortunately, the cabin waste from flights are about 3.6 million tons per year on wastage produced. That's untouched food, touched food, and things like slippers or earphones that you consume and touch on a flight. And some legislation, for example, in Europe, requires that all those things that touch food are being burned. In other countries, they're allowed to be converted into food for animals, but unfortunately, most of this will just go to landfill. And today, I'm going to introduce you to a project that started to address that problem. So, first of all, if a flight comes back, this is an airplane, and I hope at the end we're going to recognize this as an airplane. Then usually it takes for an A380, it takes about 23 minutes to strip that plane, which means basically everybody leaves, cleaning crew comes in and removes all waste and basically makes everything nice and shiny again. And then that wastage that comes out goes into a catering facility, like let's say SATS in Singapore. And then they would pretty much scrape all the tablets, all the food, and throw it away. So now what we're trying to do is actually using AI ML to predict that wastage in before it actually occurs. So, for example, if you have a special meal, like a diabetic meal, and you choose, because something else looks pretty yummy on the menu, you choose to eat something else, then that meal specially ordered for you just goes straight in the bin. So we can actually use AI ML to predict what's going to happen with the items loaded. And if we predict that and reduce the items that going to waste, then it's not just reducing the actual waste going to landfill, it actually reduces the fuel that is burned to actually just move those items from A and B. And the fuel component alone costs about 550 million US dollars a year. So now, how is Red Hat involved in that? Well, one of our partners is now working actually using Red Hat technology, Red Hat OpenShift AI and Red Hat Device Edge to combat that problem. And the way we're doing it is we're creating some, we call it audit stations. And those audit stations are pretty simple rollable machines with a conveyor belt and an AI camera on there. So camera and a light source. And that light source gives constant lighting so that the YOLO model that is attached to this actually can recognize those objects. So now in those catering units, those tablets with all those items coming out of the plane are put on that conveyor belt, and that conveyor belt and the AI model then basically categorizes all the waste items on from that flight, and that then goes into a global data hub. Which is based on our data mesh architecture and stores all that information. What that allows now airlines to do to take those audits. First step is basically a benchmark audit from specific flights. Those benchmark audits allow airlines to have a basic understanding of what is it actually that in an order of magnitude in terms of waste and fuel we burn. And then the ongoing one, number two, is really the key audits that continue to then operate on all the regular commercial flights. So that allows us then, being in this data hub, to run simulations and also to predict future wastage in order to reduce cabin waste on a global basis. So if you're an airline and you want to talk to us, please reach out to the Red Hat team or contact Matt Crane at the Aviation Sustainability Forum. I hope you found that video interesting. and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.